Hi, ladies. Can you both hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Great. Are there three?
There are three of us, yes.
Three of you? Okay, great. Let me bring my lovely
Well, there's a fourth, but she will not be on video. She's
Okay.
just here to answer questions.
Okay, awesome. And I will not be on video once I introduce you as well. I will disappear. Is this the first one you guys have done? Have you done more?
This is our first presenting. I facilitated too, but this is our first presentation.
Okay. Yeah, it's so funny. I've been struggling with getting the thing to sign on at the right time. There's just like that really narrow window where it's like, it should be here. It really should.
Right? It's all good. We've got
anxiety.
time.
We got about 4 minutes before we need to go. Just as a reminder, keep yourself muted unless you're speaking so that we don't have a lot of feedback. Right now it says there are 7 of us so that we at least have 2 participants. I facilitated one yesterday where it was just all of us. But they're being recorded. So if you don't have a large audience, realize that there could be some additional pieces. And I will remind people that their microphones and cameras are off and that they are to ask you questions through the Q&A. It is up to you whether you want to answer questions live or whether you want to save them till the end. The person who is handling the questions, make sure you reply on the privately as opposed to out to the group. And then if there's time at the end after you're done with your presentation, if you then might want to go back through and verbally answer some of those same questions, that's good. People have been very excited about the idea of having access to your contact information if they want to follow up directly afterwards. So if you don't have that slide sort of set up, that would be another thing to throw in there. You should have slide sharing capabilities for the screen share, however you want. I will be showing one at the beginning and just giving the overview of the name of the session. And then they will have you for the remaining 45 minutes. At the end of 45 minutes, if you guys are going strong, I will kind of chirp in there. I can't put anything into the Q&A, otherwise I would send you a message that way, but I can't. It's either all or nothing. You know, at the end of 45 minutes, I will put up another slide that's thanking everybody for coming and just letting them know. And so then we will wrap things up at that point. If anybody asks, we've been told about a week before recordings are available. Some of the local school counselors have asked about that. They wanted to know, and we've been told about a week. So any questions or anything? My name is Brenda, by the way.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi. I am the GWI chair for OACAC, and I'm also a counselor educator at University of Dayton. So I wear multiple hats. I'm also an IEC, so I just, you know, can't keep my fingers out of any pots, apparently.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for helping us tonight.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for being patient and sitting there and waiting until I actually press the right buttons in the right sequence to get us all here.
It's okay. We're here now. Can I just share my screen really quick and make sure?
Absolutely. Yep.
You see that?
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. We got about 1 more minute. And they just called this session Baldwin Wallace University. Is that okay?
That's perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
You are quite welcome. Thank you.
Quick question about the Q&A. That they'll appear in the open section of the Q&A. Is that correct?
They will, but only you guys will see it.
Okay,
the
great.
attendees will not.
Okay, and there will be a text box that populates when there are questions.
Yeah, you will see in the Q&A, there'll be a little number as questions come in. It'll be across the bottom. It's right next to the participants.
Oh, great. Okay.
See a number there as questions come in. You will receive, after you're done, again, after the recording and everything is done, a list of all the participants so that you can reach out and contact them, anybody that chose to attend and anyone that asked a question. So you will get that to follow up. Sound good?
Thank you. Yes, we're ready.
Thank you. And I will let you guys introduce yourselves. I will not be doing that either.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't stick with the script on my part, but we get it. Okay.
We got it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. All right, I am going to share my screen over here and we will get started. Uh-oh, wrong one. Gotta show the right one. There we go. Okay, Do you all see the virtual college exploration slide? Perfect. Welcome to tonight's virtual college exploration for all Ohio students, sponsored by OACAC.org. You are in webinar mode, which means your camera and microphone are off. You are muted and the panelists cannot see you or hear you. You may ask questions using the Q&A button to type your questions to the presenters at any time. You may sign up for more sessions. There are multiple presentations. This entire process goes through November 13th. You can check out the schedule at www.oacac.org. And this session is being recorded, and the recordings will be available at that same www.oacac.org website in about a week after the session takes place. You are attending the session on Baldwin Wallace University, and we have a lovely panel of presenters that I am going to turn this over to at this point.
All right. Hello, everybody. I hope you can all see this presentation. My name is Meredith Cannon. I am the Associate Director of Admission at Baldwin Wallace University. Tell you a little bit about myself so that you understand why I'm here presenting to you this evening. My story with Baldwin Wallace goes way, way back. I graduated from BW myself when I was a college student. I've been working in higher ed and admission for 13 years and have spent the past 11 years at Baldwin Wallace. I have a great job because I get to work with students like you and families like you and really help you through this process. So from this, maybe tonight being your very first look at Baldwin Wallace, all the way through until you set foot in our classroom as a student, whenever that might be. So everything in between, we're going to be talking about some of those things this evening on how we can help you with the application process, the visit process, and a whole lot more. Thank you so much for joining us. Professor Campisi?
Hi, everybody. I'm Charles Campisi. I'm the chair of the Marketing and Sport Management Department here at Baldwin Wallace. I've been here for 9 years. And just to let you know a little bit about the special type of place Baldwin Wallace is, prior to coming to Baldwin Wallace, I had never been anywhere my entire life for longer than 6 years. And that includes when I was a child and moved around a lot and found a home at Baldwin Wallace. And I hope you can find a home here. I'll talk to you a little bit about our majors and our programs as we move through the presentation today. So I'm just going to leave that there for right now and turn it over to Jordan, who is one of our students here at Baldwin Wallace.
Hi everyone, my name is Jordan Rosick. I'm a junior here at BW. I study middle childhood education. I'm a part of some different things on campus. I'm part of the education organization. I was an orientation leader, and I'm also in a sorority as well. So those are just some things I'm a part of.
Awesome. Thank you. And thanks for joining us. We also have Jessica Pringle here with us tonight. She isn't going to be on camera or going to be speaking too much, but she is here to answer any questions that you might have. And so as our facilitator mentioned, please feel free to use that Q&A chat box. Type in your questions. They're private. Only Jessica and the three of us can see them. So type those in and she will type back an answer just to you. And if we feel like it's a really great question that maybe everybody should hear the answer to, we won't mention your name, but we'll mention the question and answer that question on this presentation. So thanks to Jessica for doing that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I do hope that all of you, wherever you are happy and healthy and safe. We have been thinking about you as we've started off this school year. We know that you're doing the same, and we know it's a little crazy right now, and navigating the college search process is a little crazy as well during a pandemic. And so please know that we are here to help you. We can be very flexible. Sessions like this are a perfect way to look at a college or university. And we're going to talk about a couple of other ways to help you through this college search as well. So you all chose to listen to information about Baldwin Wallace tonight. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about us. We are a small to mid-sized school of just under 3,000 full-time undergraduate students. We are definitely a place that is very focused on an individualized approach to education. And what I mean by that is keeping things kind of small, very personalized. One of the ways we do that is by keeping our classes very small. 19 students is an average class size at BW, which probably is not so different from what you all are used to in your high school classes. You probably have classes that are bigger than 19 students, and maybe some classes that are smaller, but no matter the size, I'm guessing that your teachers know your name. They know when you're doing well in their class, maybe when you're not doing so well, when you miss school, those types of things. And that's the same type of environment that you'll have at Baldwin Wallace. Our professors really pride themselves on getting to know you. And as an alum myself, as I mentioned, I can testify that my professors definitely knew me as a person, not just as a student in their classroom. And most importantly, our professors are focused on the student's success. So whatever that might mean, getting a job after you graduate, going to graduate school, taking a year abroad, whatever that might be, they're there for you. And they really care about what you're going. We also have individualized faculty advising, which is very unique. So each student works one-on-one with a professor in their major as they schedule classes, they look for internships, and apply to those graduate school programs that I was just talking about, and more. It's really a mentor throughout your time. Our students are also incredibly involved and have a lot of school spirit. We offer over 100 clubs and organizations, which is a lot for a smaller school. We offer anything from the Outdoors Club, which is an organization where you might go deep sea fishing or water sports, those types of things. We have a gaming club for those of you that love playing video games, student government. We have national fraternities and sororities. As Jordan mentioned, she's a member of a sorority. We have faith-based organizations, and we have 20 Division III varsity. Professor Campisi, do you want to talk a little bit about your role as a faculty member?
Yeah, I kind of want to echo a little bit of what Meredith was saying with the small class sizes. As I said, I've been at BW for 9 years. The biggest class I have ever had in my entire time at BW is 28 students. And my smallest class size is 6. So we're going to have that personal attention for you in the classroom. As was stated, we know when you're not there. We know when you're not necessarily maybe performing up to snuff, but then we also know when you are there, when you're engaged, when you're participating, and can comment on how well potentially you're performing in those classes. We get to know our students here. As I'll move through the presentation, and later we'll talk about some of the trips and things like that. So we experience a lot of different things with our students, and it's not always just here on campus. There is a lot of student life that takes place, not only just student to student, but also student to faculty that is not just directly here on campus. So there's a lot of interaction in the classroom and outside of the classroom between faculty and students. And one of the best ways that that happens is through the direct student faculty advising. A lot of parents, a lot of students will have those questions of, okay, who's my advisor going to be when I come there? And if you go to a larger institution, your academic advisor may be somebody that's solely an academic advisor. It may advise students across multiple majors that might not have anything to do with one another. If you come to Baldwin Wallace, so in the sport management program that I'm largely teaching in, we have 120 students. All of 120 of those students are advised by a faculty member in our department. So we understand our industry, we know our industry, and not only that, we know our program. We know what classes you need to take. We know what prerequisites you need to take. We can guide you through that process at whatever point you come in. Maybe you didn't declare your major right away your freshman year, or maybe you changed it halfway through your sophomore year. That's okay. We can work with you because we understand our curriculum, not only in our major, but also the Baldwin Wallace core classes that you have to take to make sure that you're going to graduate on time and you're going to be able to go through your 4 years here at Baldwin Wallace and know that I'm going to come out with a great education. I'm going to get the classes I need to take, and I'm going to get advising, not only mentorship in the classroom, but from a professional standpoint as well. Before I go on to some other things, I'll ask Jordan a question. Jordan, do you want to share a little bit about your experiences as a student, both in the classroom and working with your faculty advisor?
Yeah, so to start, my advisor actually just recently got switched, but my advisor was actually one of my professors that I had last fall. So she knows me by name, she knows me, she knows how I work in a classroom. She's also an education advisor as well. I recently, like Meredith said, my study abroad trip got canceled, and I instantly emailed her and was like, hey, can we figure this out? And like a response back instantly, like it literally said like, from my iPhone. So like, like they're there for you at all times, and just like working with my schedule. I had like my whole schedule planned out. Obviously that's going to switch now that my study abroad is canceled, but yeah, for sure they're there for you. Also with the professors, the faculty, the staff, I honestly did not realize that you could be so close to your professors, the staff members here, until I came here. My professors pre-COVID would like bring us donuts to class, and he, like, one of them knew that I of my sorority and like our philanthropy event, and like personally asked me about it every single day. And like, especially when COVID hit, would like my professors that I had all in the spring semester, every single person emailed us separately to ask how we were doing. So they definitely really care for you and they reach out to you, and it's definitely I mean, I had it in high school, but I didn't expect to have it in a college, and it's definitely blown my expectations away.
Okay, and you mentioned there, as was Meredith mentioned, right? There's a lot of different clubs and activities here on campus. As a faculty member, I obviously teach, I advise. I'm also the club supervisor, the faculty advisor to the sport management club here. I've been the faculty advisor. I played rugby during my years in undergrad, and also played some afterwards as well. And so I advised that club for a period of time. You're in a sorority, Jordan. What other types of activities are you in? And then what is the club life or even the Greek life like here at Baldwin Wallace?
So I like to say that a lot of the activities I'm a part of is definitely very special, and they're not the type of things you see in the movies. The college is not kind of like that. I'm a part of the student education organization. I am the leadership director for a fraternity and sorority programming board. Recently, pre-spring semester, just got accepted into student ambassadors, which is like the first hand to alumni connections and all that. And obviously, I said I was in a sorority, but it's kind of different. It's a community. BW as a whole is a community, but every single organization and club, whether it's academic, whether it's fraternity, sorority life, it's very special. I've made the best friends. I've met, I like to say, like, my future bridesmaids, and my best friends for life. Like, even like I met them in my sorority, but I met them in all these other clubs. I was an orientation leader, so like that was an organization I was a part of, and I guess the one word to describe it would just be special. I don't know how else to put it other than nothing that you see of a typical college is how it is here. It's definitely, you get involved, you get active, you have leadership opportunities, and they really like push you forward to grow as the best person you can be within your 4 or however many years you're here.
Yeah, and I can attest, as it may have been disappointing for you to lose the study abroad opportunity, I'm going to pitch you and recruit you for my trip here right now. So I'm going to tell all the students, obviously the student life here on campus is part of it, but also you've heard probably of study abroad opportunities as well. That's something Baldwin Wallace prides itself on. The number of students that we have studying abroad, actually last year, I think, was the first time we crossed greater than 50% of our student body had taken a part in a study abroad trip. And one of the ways that we do that is we do it 3 different ways. You can do it probably the traditional way, maybe the way your parents did it, or maybe the way they heard about their friends did it, where, hey, you go abroad for a full semester and you go somewhere. Maybe you go to Australia, maybe you go to England, maybe you go to Ireland or Spain or Zambia or something like that. And you're there for the whole fall or spring semester, all 16 weeks. We also offer an option. In addition to that, we have a couple seminar trips where students take classes on campus the first 8 weeks of the semester that focus on history, culture, art, and then the next 8 weeks of that semester, they travel to those countries that they learned about, visit those places. And so you're gone for 8 weeks, but it's a really focused seminar class that allows you to kind of experience those places as well. The last way is maybe for those students where, hey, 8 weeks away or 16 weeks away from home, maybe isn't necessarily something I'm looking for, or maybe you're a student athlete and you don't want to miss your fall sports season or your spring sports season, or you're a winter sport athlete and you're kind of stuck in the middle there. What we offer are, we call faculty-led trips. And I've led several of these. I did one to Dublin and London. I did one to Dublin, Amsterdam, Cologne, and The Hague. I've gone to Santo Domingo and Santiago in the Dominican Republic. And Jordan, the one I'm going to recruit you for, we're going to Barcelona, Marseille, Florence, and Rome. So a little Mediterranean loop in the spring of 2022. It's a global sport class. So we're going to focus on the global sport industry. And the students will take a class during their spring semester that will focus on that industry and those cities and the culture with that. And I'm teaching it with a faculty member of ours here in our sociology department. We like to do interdisciplinary classes when it comes to those things. So Julie's bringing in the interdisciplinary focus, the sociology perspective, and I'm bringing in the sport business side of things. And then in May, after graduation, we're going to go for 16 days and we're going to visit those different cities and see those stadiums, meet with those teams, view those arenas. And then obviously we're going to have free days. We're going to have opportunities to go visit museums and cultural events and sites as well. So there's multiple different ways for students to get involved with those types of activities. So Jordan, I know you're disappointed, but we're more than welcoming. And for anybody tuned in as well, we have some more trips planned just like that. So you come to BW, you can jump on one of my trips as well.
Awesome. Thank you, you two. So let's talk a little bit about location. Location is really, really important. Where you go to college matters, not just what school you choose, but where it's located. There's a lot of things that happen off campus as well. So BW is located in Berea, Ohio, which is a small town about 15 minutes southwest of downtown Cleveland. So Cleveland offers a variety of cultural activities, the arts, social activities, great restaurants, athletic events, so you can go to lots of games. But students are probably most well served by our city, by Cleveland, for opportunities for internships, research. Like Jordan, she'll be student teaching as an education major. Having those opportunities so very close to campus really serves our students very well. All of our students at Baldwin Wallace have an experiential learning requirement for graduation. And this means that students must graduate with a minimum of 30 hours of an impactful resume building, often life-changing experience that, that they'll do during the undergraduate time. But most common internships is something that would fulfill this experiential learning, or student teaching like Jordan, or for those scientists out there that are interested in studying science, some sort of research might fulfill that experience. Studying abroad. So as Professor Campisi was talking about, a study abroad experience would fulfill your experiential learning requirement at BW. But it's really cool that you not only have to do these, but you have so many options as to what you do for experiential learning. And it's not uncommon for students to have more than one experiential learning opportunity during their time at BW. Honestly, we have a great reputation in Cleveland. Companies and organizations think very highly of us because we have very well prepared, hardworking students. And so Cleveland organizations and companies are actively recruiting on our campus, which is really cool. Our students intern with Fortune 500 companies, professional sports teams, which I'm sure Professor Campisi will talk a little about a little bit more. Nationally ranked hospital systems, the Cleveland Clinic is right downtown, and so many more opportunities. So Professor Campisi, before I turn it over to you, Jordan, do you want to talk a little bit about how Cleveland being so close to campus has impacted your experience?
Yeah, so it's definitely impacted me both academically and just, socially and stuff like that. To start, I have had both of my student observations. I'm not quite into student teaching yet just because that's next year, but both of my observations were in Cleveland, which is like literally 15 minutes away, like Meredith said. So they're giving me the opportunity to grow, just not like in Berea School District. It's outside of the city, and I'm getting to go to different schools and see different grade levels. And, you know, sometimes they're private schools, sometimes they're public schools. The one I'm going to be starting at next week is a private school. So it's giving me a whole lot of opportunities to grow and expand and kind of make connections with different schools and different people. So it's definitely seriously helped my student teaching in ways that I would not have expected it to. I mean, I knew I'm from here, so I know like I'm 15 minutes away from the city, but I didn't realize that. And then also, you know, just like the social side of it, I mean, my family, we have Indian season tickets. We're very big baseball fans. We're very big Cleveland fans. So, you know, you're never bored. There's definitely things to do. I mean, obviously we're now, but like go to an Indians game, go to a Browns game. Tickets are cheap for the Browns, as you can imagine. But it kind of gives you something to do, and it puts you in the culture. There's like, for my classes, I've also had to go like to the West Side Market, which is like right outside of Cleveland. I've had to go to the Cleveland Art Museum. So it's not even just helping me, you know, socially, but I'm also going and I'm indulging myself in the culture that will also help my academics. So, you know, it all kind of ties in, and it just kind of, it's so nice that it's literally 15 minutes away from campus.
Professor Campisi, how about academically?
Yeah, academically, as Meredith was mentioning, you know, you have to do that experiential component here at BW. We really believe in that, bringing theory to practice from the classroom standpoint. I preach that to my students all the time. You're not going to know what you want to do when you graduate if you're not actively engaged in your profession while you're here on campus. And Cleveland provides all of those opportunities. As was mentioned, for my major specifically in terms of sport management, you're looking at the Browns are a mile down the road from campus here in Berea. You're looking at the Indians. I still work for the Indians on game days. Yes, as was mentioned, when games are actually happening and fans are in the stands. So this was a slightly disappointing season for me. All-Star game last year was great, and the World Series a couple years ago was even better. Too bad we couldn't bring that home. But you have those opportunities. The Cavs, the Monsters, the MAC conference is headquartered in Cleveland. IMG, which is one of the biggest sports marketing firms in the world, is headquartered in downtown Cleveland. So we have those opportunities just here right around the corner from us for our students in that. And then, as was mentioned with the Fortune 500 companies, digital marketing is one of the programs that's under my purview as well. We have students doing internships with Key Bank, with Sherwin-Williams, with Progressive Insurance. So those students are able to get that experience minutes from campus. They can still live on campus. We have students that are going to class and also doing internships during the same semester because they're able to work with their advisors, again, who are faculty members in their department, and understand the benefits of them getting out and doing those internships. Hey, we can help you craft your schedule. So maybe you only have classes before noon every day of the week. So you're able to go downtown afternoon and work from 12 to 5 at that internship. Or maybe you only have Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes. So Tuesday and Thursday, you can go down there and do all day at that organization and really get that immersive experience and get credit for those internships that'll help you not only graduate, but will help you prepare for that career that you're looking for. And then again, hey, just being downtown, being near a major city, being able to go to a concert, being able to go to a museum, being able to go to not a chain restaurant and have a really nice meal, or, you know, hey, you can pop in and you don't know what types of events are going to be happening downtown. Maybe there's an art festival that's just that week, or maybe there's an Italian fest, you know, or a Polish heritage festival here in Cleveland. And, you know, you have the West Side Market for all of those people who, hey, if you're a big foodie, I love going downtown and grabbing something to eat. So having those benefits of the big city, not only from the academic component, but just to broaden your horizons, to broaden the opportunities from a cultural standpoint. It's really nice to have that really close by. So our students benefit in a multitude of ways from those things.
Absolutely. I think it's also important that we mention the arts as well. So Baldwin Wallace has a phenomenal nationally ranked conservatory of music. And some of you on this session tonight might be interested in majoring in music yourselves. And so opportunities to perform on Cleveland stages, right? Or to perform with the Cleveland Orchestra, to study under members of the Cleveland Orchestra on our campus. There are so many fantastic opportunities for all of you as performers as well because of our close proximity to Cleveland.
Yeah, and as Meredith pulled it up for me here, right, I had to throw this one in for everybody. Some of the opportunities aren't only here on campus, right? Faculty have connections broadly and widely. Our music theater majors are constantly on Broadway or down in Disney performing and doing the thing that they want to do when they graduate. So from my major, one of the things that we've done is we've brought students to the College Football Playoff National Championship game for the last 4 years. We've brought students to work the Super Bowl for the past 8 years. So if you look at that photo on your left, you might remember that from 2017, the National Championship game. Well, if you look at those students in the red jackets, those are all BW students. The young lady far on the left, that's Juliana Rubin. She's getting her law degree at the University of Miami and works for Steinberg Sports Agents. Mackenzie Nelson is the little redhead. She works at Bowling Green as an events coordinator. Ty Ramsire is next to her. He works for the Cavs. And then Ryan Swingle's all the way on the right, and he's a football coach over at Overland. And then this most recently, we got a lot of students that are still here at BW in the blue. We work with the Hall of Fame when we go down and work the Super Bowl. So students have the opportunity to network, to engage, to be a part of the program and the jobs and the opportunities that when they graduate, hey, this is what I want to do. Well, if you can put on your resume that you've already done those things, that speaks highly to your ability to continue to do those things. So we have a lot of those opportunities. I know in my major and here in Cleveland, the NFL draft is coming this summer. The NBA All-Star games coming next year. So we're ready for it and hope you're able to join us, because even if you're not a sport management major, I'm sure it's going to be fun to be downtown when the NFL draft is going on or the NBA All-Star game is here. So when you're talking about those cultural opportunities in the city, they are here for you.
Awesome. So as you can see or hear, there are tons of opportunities to get involved on campus, whether it be with student organizations as part of Baldwin Wallace or off campus in Cleveland. Berea also has a lot to offer. Berea is the town that we're located in. We have great restaurants, little shops. We even have a residence hall right in our downtown area. There's a Starbucks on the first floor of the residence hall. Our bookstore is there. So our students are even able to get kind of off campus while still being on campus and have opportunities to get away a little bit. Cleveland also has a beautiful Metro Park system with hundreds of miles of biking trails, walking trails, golf courses, lakes. We even have a tobogganing chute. So there are lots of really cool things through the Metro Parks. And there's an entrance to the Metro Parks literally steps off of our campus. And this is a great place to kind of get away, clear your head. I used to love to go there to study in the pavilions and take a walk with my friends, get some ice cream, that kind of thing. So we've got a lot going around our area as well. Now, most of our students are living on campus. We're a very residential campus. We require first and second year students to live on campus in our residence halls. And over 85% of them do. So most students are staying and living at Baldwin Wallace. We have over 11 different residence hall options for our students to choose from, all the way from your first year. And you can choose different options during your 4 years at BW. We have very traditional style residence halls, which would be 2 students in a room with a shared bathroom down the hall. Those are really fun because you get to know everybody. Your door's open all the time. You have to walk down the hall to brush your teeth, so you're meeting people. It's a very fun community-oriented environment. We also have really attractive suite options where students will share maybe a room with somebody else, but then they're sharing a living room area and a bathroom with 2 to 4 other students. So it's kind of like a little apartment without a kitchen. But the good news is, if you like to cook, we have kitchens in all of our residence halls. So you just have to walk down the hall, and we have really nice kitchens for you to use. So you can take a look at some of these pictures to start to get an idea of what the residence halls look like at BW. We also have really great dining options on campus. We have an all-you-care-to-eat meal plan. So essentially, students get an allotted number of meals per week, and you can go in and out of the dining halls. You have more than enough meals to keep you full. Our students also receive, as part of their meal plan, some flex spending, and you can spend that money in our bookstore. You can use it in vending machines. We even have a couple of restaurants in Berea that take that money as cash. So our students don't go hungry, and they do have a lot of variety. It's been a long time since I've lived in one of the residence halls. So Jordan, can you tell us about your experience?
Yeah, so I lived, if you look at the top right corner, it says Ernshausen Hall. That's actually where I lived last year. I lived with me and one other person, and I loved it. I love dorm life. I don't care what anyone says. Living in a residence hall is so much fun. It's like a sleepover with your friends every night, and I just love it. Our RA would put on different programs, so I know like last year during like finals week, it was like a kind of like a relaxation type of thing. So they had like Kool-Aid and water, and we like got to paint canvases. Or like around Christmas time, we got to paint, or like around November when they first started putting the tree up, we got to paint like ornaments and stuff like that. So you're not just going to be bored in your residence hall and just kind of sitting in your room. You're going to be actively involved. You're going to be, making friends. You're going to be passing people by, and you're like, oh, you live like 3 doors down from me, like, hey, what's up? Like, you're making friends on campus. It's like honestly the best time. I have so much fun with it. None of the residence halls are awful. I think that they're all such nice options, and your RAs, I mean, they're obviously students, but they get you involved, and they make sure that you want to succeed. They're kind of friends that watch over you, kind of how to put it. I know I have a bunch of my sorority sisters who are RAs and were previously RAs last year, and they love that as well. So there's ways to get involved after your first year of living on campus, but honestly, I like to say it's like a big sleepover with your best friends, and you get to decorate your room however you like and kind of make it your home for however many months that you're here. So it's definitely one thing that I thoroughly enjoy is being in the residence halls.
Thank you. Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about academics at BW and how you all can get here eventually and be students at BW. So we offer over 80 different majors, and you can see on this slide that students are studying in a variety of different areas. We are a liberal arts school, so we have a lot to offer our students. We have some really kind of unique and exciting majors as well, and I just want to mention those quickly. Maybe some of you are interested in some of these. We have a brand new 4-year nursing degree, which is very, very exciting. That will be starting this fall. This incoming class can apply to that program. We have a 5-year speech language pathology program. So those of you that want to be speech therapists, that type of thing, this is a really cool kind of accelerated program. General engineering is a neat new one. We have a nationally recognized music theater program that some of you may have heard of Baldwin Wallace for, and as Professor Campisi mentioned, most of our students are on Broadway that graduate from that program. It's incredibly successful. And not to mention those of you that aren't interested maybe in majoring in music theater or any music major for that matter. It's really cool to know that there are always opportunities on campus to go to a concert, go to a musical, participate in a music class, and if nothing else, be around people that love and appreciate music, and live amongst those people as well, which is really, really cool. We have a very exciting neuroscience program. There's a newish cybersecurity analyst major. We have a Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Acting, We have hospitality and tourism management. We have sport management, as you've heard this evening. So lots of really cool majors, not to mention all the others as well. So I would encourage you all to check out our website where all of the majors are listed. You can click on each one of them, read more about all of them, what makes them unique, what makes them special, and what makes Baldwin Wallace really stand out. Applying to BW is easy. We are rolling admission, which means that there aren't any deadlines approaching that you need to be really worried about. You can apply to Baldwin Wallace when you're ready. Your guidance counselor might be saying you're ready, right? So they're probably telling you to start thinking about where you want to apply, narrowing down your schools. So Baldwin Wallace's application is live and ready for you as well. We are a member of the Common Application. If you've heard of that before, that's that application that you can fill out one time and send several different places. And all students, whether they're applying for the Conservatory of Music or one of our liberal arts programs, can do the Common Application. And we also have a Baldwin Wallace application, which is a bit shorter than the Common Application, but we do not prefer one over the other. You do the one that makes the most sense for you. And again, you can fill out one application and you're eligible for all of the programs offered at BW. In addition to an application, we don't require much else. So for students interested in the liberal arts, we need an official high school transcript from your guidance counselor, and we need something called a secondary school report form, which is a form from your guidance counselor that gives us your official GPA, but it also gives your guidance counselor a chance to write something nice about you too, which is really great for all of us to read. In the admission office, Jessica and I and our team, we read every single application, which means we read your essays, we read those nice things that your guidance counselors have to say about you. But if there's anything additional you'd like to send us, like your resume or a recommendation letter from a teacher, we would love to have those to supplement your application as well. But the only pieces we require are your transcript, your application, and a school report form. For those of you interested in studying music as a major, there are a couple other things that we need for you to send to us. We require an additional essay specifically about music. We give you a prompt on what to write about. We require a music teacher recommendation. So this should be someone that you either study privately with or teaches in your school. And then we do require an audition for all of our music majors. So in addition to scheduling an audition date, which would be virtual this year, you still have to schedule a specific date. There is also an audition fee for all of our music majors and our Bachelors of Fine Arts in Acting. One thing that's really new this year is that Baldwin Wallace has gone completely test optional, which means that standardized test scores are not required for admission to Baldwin Wallace, regardless of your GPA, and they are not factored into our merit scholarship process. So when I mentioned those things that are required to complete your application, you may have noticed that test scores were not one of them. So we do not require an ACT or an SAT. Now, if you've taken the test and you're really proud of your score, you can choose to send that to us. As I mentioned before, we do a holistic review of your application and we read them all. So if you send us your score, we will review those as part of your application, but they will not impact your academic scholarship. So as you can see here, you can find your grade point average, your weighted grade point average if your school weights, and see which scholarship you qualify for. All of these scholarships are 4-year commitments to you. So this would be, for example, $21,000 per year for 4 years at Baldwin Wallace. You do not have to reapply for them. This is very exciting. We are just finishing up a brand new academic building on campus. In January, we are having the grand opening of our Knowlton Center for the Sciences. This is because this is an effort to meet demands of growing fields like engineering, computer science, network security, mathematics. And so we've really seen the need for that and started the process of building this building. This will be a state-of-the-art facility, and it's really cool design. It's designed to promote collaboration between faculty and students. Faculty offices are right outside of student workspaces, so that there can be a ton of collaboration there. So that is a very exciting thing. So I would encourage you to come and see it. right? Come to our campus, see what we have to offer. Our students are back. Jordan is back. She's back on campus. She's in classrooms. We are doing a great job. Everybody's masked up and it's pretty awesome. We're glad to have them back. And so we actually have been offering on-campus visits since May. But I'll tell you what, now that the students are back on campus, they're even better because you can come and see us, you can look around, you can see our students and really be able to picture yourself as a Baldwin Wallace student. We are offering one-on-one information sessions with an admission counselor, someone like myself or Jessica, as well as personalized tours. Jordan just happens to be one of our all-star tour guides, so she could be maybe your tour guide when you visit campus. So it's one family per tour guide, which is really great. We're also offering some Saturday visits. So if your schedules are really busy and you need to come on a Saturday, we've got 3 Saturday visits coming up this fall. We'd love to have you on campus. If you're feeling like you're just not comfortable with going on a college campus right now, that is completely fine too. I mentioned way at the beginning, we're ready to meet you where you are. So maybe scheduling a virtual appointment with one of us would be more up your alley. This would be where we actually meet with you one-on-one over a platform like Zoom and have a face-to-face conversation. We can walk you through our virtual tour and show you as much of campus as we can. We're also doing these type of events on Zoom and on Instagram. So check for those as well. Let's see, Jordan or Professor Campisi, anything you want to add?
I think from my standpoint, to just add, I think some of the things, again, that make BW unique are faculty who are teaching you, advising you, and who are engaged in industry. I don't know any faculty on this campus, whether it's in the School of Business, whether it's in music theater, whether it's in arts and sciences or the natural sciences or math or computer science or engineering, that isn't doing something in their field with a company or a business or doing research actively, that is not participating in their field of interest. So they all have those contacts. And I think that's a really unique piece to Baldwin Wallace. Additionally, the closeness and the proximity to the major metropolitan area is huge for all of those students, regardless of what your major is, and the opportunities here on campus as well. We have a cadaver lab for those students who are interested in biology. You know, the music theater students put on plays and performances all the time. Our bio program does research up at Kelly's Island during the semester. You know, cybersecurity, as was mentioned earlier, they've won national competitions in the last 2 years. Our student newspaper has been nationally recognized. There's opportunities here, and it's built into the classroom as well. For instance, my capstone class, we're working with Special Olympics Strongsville right now, and their project for this semester is to put together a return to play manual for all of the coaches, athletes, and volunteers in Special Olympics in this region. So that's what they're working on. So we're working hand in hand with that organization to create what that's going to look like. So those, your classes, you get engaged in the industry while you're here on campus. And hey, you've got the proximity to whatever you want in downtown Cleveland.
Awesome. Thank you. So we just have about 2 minutes left. So Jessica has been furiously, I'm looking at the Q&A for the first time. She's been furiously answering your questions, which is awesome. 2 that I do want to answer, I think, as a group that I think are important for everyone. First of all, if you go onto our website, the homepage, bw.edu, you can find a link to our visit options. And all you have to do is find a date on the calendar that works for you and register for the visit there. You can do that for on-campus and virtual visits. I think there was one specifically about nursing, which I think Jessica was probably able to answer, but if any of you are also interested in nursing, you do the general application process to BW, the same as a music student would do, and then you would apply to the nursing program as a first-year student. And then a really great question about how we're dealing with COVID-19, what have we done to get our students back on campus? Professor Campisi and I were just talking about this earlier, how proud we are of our students. The university has taken this, of course, very seriously, but so have our students, which has been, I knew I loved Baldwin Wallace students before, but I love them even more now because they have really impressed me. I don't see a student without a mask on ever, which is fantastic. We have we have hybrid classes, which have made our class sizes a bit smaller so that there are fewer students in the classes. So some of our students are taking their classes partly online and partly in the classroom. But I will say they've done a great job of getting our students in front of our professors. So I think we're getting the time is up sign. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Professor Campisi, Jordan, Jessica, thank you so much. We do have your contact information, all of you. So we will send out our contact information to you as a follow-up to this presentation. I hope everyone has a great evening. Stay happy, healthy, and safe.
See you in the fall.
Thank you all for participating in today's session from Baldwin Wallace. You will get a quick 4-question survey that will appear at the end of this session, and you may sign up for more sessions at www.oacac.org, and the recording of this session should be available in about a week. Again, thank you very much for your attendance this evening, and have a great week and stay safe. Thank you. Bye-bye.